Hello, thank you for tuning in. My name is David Walla-Widnick, here at BC Liquor. It's fall, and to me, that means apple season. I truly am one of those apple-a-day people, and for now, it seems like it's keeping the doctor away. This cocktail that I'm about to show you is a updated or contemporary version of the Sour Apple Martini. You see, I feel like it can be updated and improved upon the past. For this, we're gonna be using one of my favorite apples, a sour Granny Smith apple. So let's call this cocktail the Sour Granny. We're gonna start by actually slicing up some of this apple, getting some citrus on it to prevent browning, and muddling it up to extract some of that flavor. So I'll get my tin ready. I might as well put a little bit of lime juice in there right now. And for this cocktail, it's gonna require 3/4 of an ounce, which is 22 milliliters. This way, when I slice the apple into that tin, then the acidity will prevent it from going brown. If you have a small Granny Smith, you could use the entire apple. This is a pretty decent size apple, so I'm just gonna use part of it, like maybe a third of it. I'll start by cutting away the core, because we don't need that, and reserving roughly a third of that apple. I'll still use some of that apple for garnish later, but as I slice this, careful with your fingers. It's always a good idea to not let your fingers get in the way of the blade. I don't know if you can notice this, but I'm keeping my fingers back because this cocktail is not for Halloween. You don't want any fingers in there. Ha ha, dad joke. Okay, slicing up that Granny Smith apple, give it a little bit of a swirl, get it coated with that lime juice. Now we're gonna grab a muddler. Now here's a quick tip for a muddler. If you don't already have one and you wanna go and buy one thing to keep in mind or to consider, you see the little grooves or the teeth at the bottom there? Those will help to tear apart the fruit or the ingredient that you're muddling. You see, that's the whole point. We want to macerate and tear apart that fruit to extract its juices and its flavors. Also, another thing to consider, let's check out the height of that one. I can comfortably grab this above the height of my shaking tin. So make sure that it's, say, 10 inches or more so that you can comfortably grab that without getting your hand in the way of that vessel, whichever vessel you're using. You may also notice I'm giving a little bit of a twisting motion. That's helping those teeth kind of break apart the apple. And you can keep going until you feel like you've got some nice apple flavor and apple juice. Okay, alternatively, if you have a juicer at home, you could use your juicer to make some fresh apple juice. When I've done that, I actually put the citrus juice into the catching vessel so that as the apple juice goes in there, it doesn't brown right away. Okay, now that that's all done, let's add in what I'll call our secret ingredient. This is falernum. Falernum originated in the West Indies, and it's a syrup that has a base of lime zest, a little clove, ginger. Optionally, you can use a little bit of cinnamon in there as well, a little bit of sugar. You can use either a non-alcohol base, or you can also use some rum or an alcohol base to extract that flavor. This one is a non-alcohol base. And to add a little bit of sweetness to balance out the tartness, this one's going to be 1/2 ounce, 15 mils. Just like that. Now, a spirit base, let's use Neutral. Neutral vodka. This is made in Delta, BC by the G&W distillers. Great quality product, and neutral, just like the name will indicate. This one is going to be 1.5 ounces, which is 45 mils. Now, some of you may be wondering, like, oh, I don't want all those little apple bits in my cocktail. Don't worry, they're not gonna stay in there. We're gonna fine strain those out. Get some ice in that shaking tin. Let's get the top on there and give it a nice hard shake. nice and cold. All right. Okay, using your fine strainer, hold back all those little apple bits. Give it a nice little shake. If you find that you need to get out some of the liquid out of the end of that fine strainer, give it a little tap. Set that aside, and let's get ready to garnish. Okay. Slice that core off. Now for this one, again, if you want to preserve the nice, pure, light color of that Granny Smith apple, you could coat it with a little bit of lime juice as well. I'm going to slice the edges nice and clean there. I'm going to offset it just slightly so that as I give it a little slice, those two apple slices are kind of coordinated with each other. I can then place them right on the side of that cocktail, just like so. And that, my friends, is the Sour Granny cocktail, an updated version of the Sour Apple Martini. You can check out this recipe and many more by the link below. I'm David, and I look forward to seeing you again real soon.